Alright everyone, I'm here to give you my WWE NXT review for November 20th, 2014. And this one, and yeah, I'm here to give it to you. So the commentators were Alex Riley, Rich Brennan, and Renee Young. And the first match was a Divas match. And Bailey was in that match, so I didn't watch it. So yeah, anytime Bailey's in a match, I'm not going to watch it because I don't like Bailey. So there you go. So the first thing that happened that I'm interested in was the Vaudevillains, which consist of Aiden English and Simon Gauze, who went against the Lucha Dragons, which consist of Sin Cara and Kalisto. And they cut a promo about how they're men and they deserve to hold those NXT Tag Team Championships, and they want to have the NXT Tag Team Championship match very soon, so they earn the right to become the #1 contender to the NXT Tag Team titles. And the Lucha Dragons came out, sort of. It was two midgets dressed up like them. Actually, two small people dressed up like them, and it was awesome. And they went to give the Vaudevillains a high five, and instead they call a referee down, and they just beat the crap out of them. They hit Simon Gauge hit an uppercut, and Aiden English hit a swinging neck breaker for the win. And it was entertaining. I actually liked this. It made the Vaudevillains look like big villains. And it wasn't meant to be a cheesy line, but it made them look like heels, and I think that's awesome. And it was more entertaining than just having them having a match. I'm glad that they're building this up, and I can't wait to see what happens throughout the build up. Um, Now this was bad but good. Baron Corbin came out and squashed the jobber in like less than 30 seconds. Something that's good about this is the crowd starting to get behind it. They start to count his matches down every time. And then afterwards, he goes to walk away. We think it's just going to be a typical Baron Corbin stuff. But then Bo Dempsey walks out and kind of has a face off with him. Then he squashes a job with the dive and headbutt. But the fans were counting his match as well. And when they got past like 30, they said they started chanting Baron's better. So it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a feud. And I really wouldn't complain about this if it led to a match because they're both big monsters, and I don't think any of them have lost a match yet. So I know Baron Corbin has it, but I'm not sure about Bo Dempsey. But I think that would be awesome if they had a match together. I wouldn't complain. So I mean, it would be two big monsters going at it. So I wouldn't mind that. So then we got Tyson Kidd versus C.J. Parker. The fans didn't give a crap about this match. They chanted for Total Divas mainly. I don't know if it was because they hated Tyson Kidd and they think he's just Natalia's husband, but it's how it was. I thought it was alright though. Tyson Kidd wins with a sharpshooter, and then by making a C.J. Parker tap to the sharpshooter. And afterwards, he gets on the mic, and next week he challenges Finn Balor to a match. And I'm assuming that match will happen, and I think that's awesome. That should be a good match. I guess a good match. It's probably a good way to start off Finn Balor's career. And then we got then Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy were backstage, and they was training for the match. And Carmella comes up, and Colin Cassidy congratulates you and says you were doing great. And Enzo Amore and Carmella start bickering at each other. Because Enzo Amore is like, we're the reason you're here in the first. I'm the reason you're here in the first place. I took you down. I helped you train. And Carmella says, I only have to be here because you guys owe me because you guys got me fired from my other job. So I thought that it was a big argument. I don't even know where that's going. And then we got the match though. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, who had Carmelo out there ringside, fought Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. It was alright. Not really, actually. It was just kind of it was just really a squash tag team match. Enzo Amore wins with the atomic drop, and then Colin Cassidy hits a big boot on him. Scott Dawson for the win. And afterwards, they're celebrating, and then the Ascension, which consists of Connor and Victor, come out in and attack everyone. They attacked Enzo and Cass, They attacked Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. They hit the Fall of Man, I believe it was Dash Wilder, and they got on the mic and they say that they pretty much say that this thing between them and Hideo Itami and Finn Balor is far from over, and they're going to and they may not be dead yet, but they're gonna be. So I think at some point down the road we're gonna get Hideo Itami and Finn Balor versus the Ascension in a tag team match where whoever loses has to leave NXT and the Ascension will lose that match and then they'll leave in NXT but will go up to the main roster. That's what I see happening because I feel like the main roster material now. So then William Regal is backstage and Sami Zayn comes up and thanks him for the opportunity for letting him speak his mind to the universe, and he says that there's something he has to get off his chest. So then Sami Zayn comes out. He cuts his promo. This is the first time we've heard him talk since after what happened last week when he lost the NXT Championship to Adrian Neville. And what happens is he thought he had what it took to be a champion, but I guess he doesn't. And he says that no one will ever know what it's like when you work so hard for something in your life and it's just you're this close and it gets taken away from you. So then he calls Adrian Neville out. And Adrian Neville comes out and Sami Zayn says that they're friends in this business and you don't owe me any more NXT Championship match. But he says he wants another match anyways. And if he loses, he's done. He's going to leave NXT. And Adrian Neville doesn't want to do this match. He tries to get he tries to tell Sami Zayn to pick his head up and move on. And you'll work on it. But Sami Zayn says, "Don't tell me what to do. It's my life, and I want to do this." And Adrian Neville said they have to take it up with William Regal, and he even says, and then William Regal comes out and makes the match happen on December 11th, 2014 at NXT TakeOver 3. It's going to be Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville for the NXT Championship. And Adrian Neville says he wants the match, but he doesn't want to be responsible for ending Sami Zayn's career. And it says it doesn't matter if it's written on the contract or not. Sami Zayn is done. And that was the end of the show. He walks up the ramp and everyone's all quiet. Didn't play music or anything. And I thought that was awesome. Now now Sami Zayn's really putting pressure on himself. And I think that's awesome. And we'll see what happens. As for the show, I thought it was a pretty good show. I liked the what did I like? I liked the vaudevillain stuff. I thought the start of the build-up between Baron Corbin and Bo Dempsey was pretty good. And the Ascension coming out and laying out everyone was fine. So I thought this was a fine show. It wasn't like 5-star material, but it was a fine show. But the ending was definitely awesome. And we're going to see what happens. But I'll be back next week to give you my NXT review.